with the save, yes or no?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Old World Tech Fridays, now in Technicolor. I am Frodo Jedi, and I am joined by Trina of Trina Techno Battle, and
Hey.
Ryan of Everything's Broken Garage. How are you guys this evening?
Doing good.
Good.
Just went and picked up a whack of stuff, which everybody's going to see for the first time, including me. I officially haven't seen kind of everything, so...
Awesome.
That's always nice.
Yes, Trina of Romulus. They don't do live long and prosper. That's the Vulcans. I don't know what to say to that. Just know that we have a Romulan warbird watching you, Eric, right now.
So,
yeah, of course.
Trina, who do we have with us tonight?
Who do we have with us? Speaking of people in the chat, we have Starbuck Tech, Sleepy Malibu, Did a Good Bum, James Cameron. Hey, James Cameron, loved your movie.
Which one?
The
first one.
The only really movie that he's known for. Who else do we have? We have Eric Rangel, and one bit Fever Dreams. Bonjour, one bit.
Bonsoir.
So, another week has gone by. We're already closer toward the end of August. It's crazy how fast it's going this year.
And and by the way, I know Dad doesn't watch these, but happy birthday to my dad. It's Dad's birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Trina's dad. Awesome.
How old is your father today?
He is 87.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great. You and your mom have any special plans today?
I don't know. I called Mom this morning, woke her up, to wish Dad a happy birthday, and to say, hey, I sent you some money. Thanks for covering some bills. Now that I can finally pay back.
Miss Libby, the chair leg of truth.
Oh, that's Libby, the person that came and bought two my Power Mac G4s, and it turned out we were following each other on on Twitter.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, that's
and apparently Sleepy Malibu's been here for 9 hours, but I fail to see how that's our problem.
Well, at least you're one of the first few in line.
I mean, to be fair, it is kind of my fault because I posted it about 9 hours ago, so he's probably just been here chilling.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now he's Sleepy Malibu.
Sleepy Malibu.
It's been a long day. So let's see. Today is Friday, August 18th. What do we have in tech history from this week in tech history? So let's see. Sunday would have been the 13th. So August 13th, 1993, Capcom releases Street Fighter II Turbo Hyper Fighting for the NES in the United States.
Wow, I figured by 93 that would have been an SNES game.
Apparently not.
Interesting.
Not at the time. So Monday, which would have been
August. They were selling both of them at the same time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just figured, especially if they're going to do a sequel, it would have came out on the newer console at the time.
I don't know, because again, it's such an early console time. It was probably, well, which one's going to make us the most money? And they go, well, which one? How many SNES do we have sold? 100,000.
Right.
How many NES do we have sold? 8.6 million. Well, let's take it for that.
Let's see.
Oh, and by the way, those numbers may not be real.
They're really made up. I follow the LTT Labs statistics system, which is also the same rules from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Right.
The rules are made up and the points don't matter.
So that's what I understand.
Because I said them,
keep on going, Frank. We're getting way off topic here.
Sorry.
So Monday, August 14th of 2006, Dell and Sony admit that a flaw in the Sony's manufacture of batteries used in certain Dell laptops could result in the batteries overheating, catching fire, or exploding. This came after several widely publicized reports in the preceding months where Dell laptops did catch fire, which they issued a recall of 4.1 million batteries. Wow. That's a lot of laptop batteries. So August 15th, 1998, after 3 months of anticipation, the original iMac G3 goes on sale. The Bondi Blue iMac became well known for its colorful case, which bucked the industry norm beige that Apple traditionally stuck with. However, it is also known for being the first commercially successful computer to eliminate the use of legacy ports in the floppy drive, which was widely criticized at the time for not including the older technology. By featuring USB ports for peripheral connectivity, the iMac helped popularize the emerging standard, even on Windows PCs. Started coming out with the USB ports as standard at that time as well. Afterwards, when was the last time anyone saw a beige PC? It's been a little while.
Wait till
Don't-
wait for later on. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say.
August 16th, 1995, the first version of Internet Explorer. Microsoft introduces Internet Explorer, which at the time was a modified version of Spyglass Mosaic, which Microsoft licensed. Later, when Microsoft began including Internet Explorer for free with Windows, Spyglass sued Microsoft for not paying what they felt were the proper royalties, and Microsoft ended up settling for $8 million.
And if I'm not mistaken, Microsoft ended up buying Spyglass. Like,
Yes, later,
shortly
yeah.
afterwards.
Yep.
So, they got the money back.
August 17th, 1982, The Visitors by ABBA became the world's first commercially produced music on compact disc.
Ooh.
Of course, it's ABBA. They started in the A's, must have been.
Mm.
So,
What was going to sell the best?
So
Yes.
just talking about Internet Explorer was interesting. So I've been watching a lot of the old episodes of the Computer Chronicles,
mhm.
and I was watching today their special on Windows 95, and they're like, it even comes with a browser. It's called Internet Explorer.
And it will be, in the future, will be the number one browser for downloading another browser.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So today, August 18th, 1947, Hewlett Packard is incorporated by William Hewlett and David Packard, 9 years after they sold their first products from their garage in Palo Alto. Hewlett Packard got their start in 1938 by producing oscillators used to test audio equipment. Since selling 8 of their first oscillators to Disney for use in preparing movie theaters from the movie Fantasia, HP has grown to be one of the largest technology companies in the world. And it's crazy to see how far HP's come over the years, because they started out with the oscillators and then moved into calculators and a whole bunch of other stuff, and then it
Right,
kind of
yeah.
snowballed from
And
there.
don't forget, they also gave their blessing to Steve Wozniak.
That's true. And they gave
Basically-
Steve Jobs a job, when
So
he was a kid.
And they basically told it, like, they had to, because of the NDA, I guess they signed.
Yep.
Hewlett Packard got first kick of the cat when it came to anything they invented, and they brought the computer, the first Apple one, to them. And Hewlett Packard said, "No, we don't want that. That's not going to be commercially successful."
So
But it's
one-
crazy, like HP
sorry.
now, they pretty much do enterprise switching and stuff like that. It's crazy how they've evolved over the years and still stay in business. A lot of companies that pivot so frequently, like HP did over the years, aren't really in business anymore.
So one bit Fever Dreams mentioned Computer Chronicles is super addictive in 2023.
Yes, it is.
really is. So I was watching
Yeah.
the special they had on the Atari XT, if I'm saying the letters right.
That's probably right.
Yeah. And then after their main segment of whatever they're focusing on for that show, they have like kind of like a news, like kind of snippets of what's going on. And IBM just released their 4 megabyte memory sim. I forget what the retail price was at the time, but
$19.99.99.
right.
19.
So it's interesting. It's just interesting I find it more interesting to watch the news segment at the end of it. They have like this 2 to 3 minute segment.
I also enjoy the. It's similar. It's like looking at the old ads in the back of the computer magazines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing. It's like, wow, that was expensive.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then you bust out the inflation calculator and you go, holy crap, that was really expensive.
Well,
That's like the TAM having it delivered by a man in a tux in a limousine.
All right, what were they retail for like $799, $7,999, wasn't it?
Yeah, until they were marked down when Steve decided to phase them out completely.
Well,
They were marked down
you
to
know
like
the story when he got his at Macworld, he just threw it in the garbage.
threw it next to the trash behind backstage. Yeah. Well, the demo was god awful.
We won't
The
see.
demo, you could see on his face if you watch the old tapes and stuff on it. He just was not happy at all with that presentation.
no, he was totally not having it.
Well, he was blindsided too,
Mm.
because he was pretty much a control freak when it came to things like that.
Mhm.
And the actual presentation of talking about the stuff, and he knew nothing about this product
And he
until
had no
it was
say in
literally
any of
presented
his-
right there.
And he had no say in the development of it.
Yep. So yeah, he was not happy. You can see the look on
He
his
kiboshed.
at all.
Anyway, that was 1997-98.
Yep. Trina, what you got going on?
Just you're catching me with my head down. Ryan, go first.
You go first. Okay, I guess I've got a couple things to talk about today. I mean, there's some fairly large things happening in the tech world, specifically YouTube. Oh, geez, I'm huge. Make it so big. Really big. Well, that's not weird. Tonight,
That's a different layout. I don't remember that one.
I feel like we're debating something on Fox News.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh God.
I hurried up and switched back. I was like, well,
I
that's
feel
a weird layout.
just saying that, Ryan. I could feel my IQ level drop 1,000
Oh,
points.
That's assuming you have an
right
IQ.
down the toilet.
That's assuming you have an IQ. I mean, if you were a person on Fox, not you in person. Anyway.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah, so of course, some stuff happening in the tech world. There's a lot of fires happening on a couple of YouTube channels, which we'll probably discuss shortly. I want to see Fox News cover of LTT.
Ah,
That would be, but in favor of LTT.
I'm actually pretty sure I saw that Geraldo Rivera was talking about that being one of the top topics of debate for the presidential debate.
Yeah, it was LTT.
The very first talking point. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
No,
No.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sarcasm.
I,
You know
I,
gullible is not in the dictionary?
no. But I've seen the the debates.
And then people
I
wouldn't
can't say that
understand.
first word, and it wouldn't surprise me. So
Neither would it.
yeah.
And then I got a couple of quick fire. We're going to call them quick fire topics that we're going to start with.
Awesome.
So the first one I'm going to talk about is Microsoft says listing the Ottawa Food Bank as a tourism destination wasn't the result of an unsupervised AI. So apparently it was a human oversight, but for the longest time, an Ottawa Food Bank was listed as a tourist destination in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, which is the capital of Canada. And it was found out, and it took a little bit longer than it should have. Yeah, it was originally reported in 2020 and was only recently fixed. They, however, said that it is not, in fact, a wayward AI that did it, and it was just a human oversight.
Oversight.
I just think it's funny that the first thing people jump to is, well, that had to be an AI. Right? It's like, no, stupid human. It was a stupid human. Yeah, okay, that's the first one. The second one, where's my tab? Here it is. Pornhub is changing their name. More specifically, their parent company, which is MindGeek, which is based out of Quebec, Ontario, or Quebec, Canada.
Quebec.
I
I'm
thought you were
going to
gonna
say,
say BC.
please, hello. We have taste somewhat in Ontario.
Right. But anyway, they changed the name from MindGeek, which again I'm not really sure what that has to do with anything pornographic, to Hello, AYLO. Hello, mate.
Oh, so it's going to be the parent company, not the website.
No. The website's still going to stay the same, but the parent company
Okay.
should stay.
Oh, gotcha.
Because apparently people got confused. MindGeek. I mean,
Mhm.
but again, what does an Australian saying hello have to do with any
Right.
Yeah.
again pornography? Anyway, I just think it's funny. And finally, is it actually the 25th anniversary? Yeah, it was. It was the 25th anniversary of the iMac, which we already talked about. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to, if anybody in the group has had a chance to watch Action Retro and Michael MDJ did a fantastic review of the touchscreen.
Somebody shared. I was on Reddit this morning.
Yeah.
Was it this morning or yesterday? One of the two. Anyway, somebody shared the Michael video of it, so I saw that as well.
Frederick says he can hardly hear me. Can you guys hear me?
You are kind of breaking up a bit.
Weird. Let me. I do have a fan on, so I'm gonna turn that off. It's quite warm here, but let me see if I can turn my volume up a little bit. I don't know if I can adjust this at all.
I think that's probably what's making you cut in and out is when the fan goes by.
I also think that we have the background audio thing. Yeah, noise reduction. It's a new feature in StreamYard. It turns itself on automatically, and if you don't turn it off, it'll be like, "Oh, you're talking. That's background noise."
I'm Sloopy. I keep talking.
He's Canadian. That is why. Muddy, very muffled. Yeah.
Yeah, you're better now.
Okay, so it was the.
Oh, and hi, Will.
Oh, Will's here.
And,
hey, Will.
And hi, Frederick.
How are you?
And Frederick, and I think we had somebody else come in there. Oh, Javier. Javier joined earlier.
Yep,
it's Javier. We can, I mean, he's just gonna go. He's gonna go sit on his front yard and yell at something. So whatever.
Old man shakes fist at cloud.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So just I guess if you guys heard me, Pornhub is changing the parent company. Pornhub is changing its name, and Microsoft apologizes for listing an Ottawa food bank as a tourist destination, which I think is.
I think that's the best part.
That is funny.
And then says it is not in fact caused by an AI. Like it was actually just a stupid human that caused the problem. So the big meat and potatoes story. Well, first off, the big meat and potatoes story for me is right here on the floor, which I'll show shortly. What's in this bag? What's in the bag? What's in the bag?
It's a Mac Pro.
It's not
That's not my bag, baby. Austin
And one
Powers.
copy of Swedish Penis Enlargement. That is my bag, baby, by Austin Powers. We digress, but yeah. So I don't want to get too in depth in it, but yeah, the LTT stuff. As some of you are aware, I used to work with a couple of the. I used to work with one member of the LTT family years ago. We remain friends, and another one I went to university with. I just know him through friends of friends. I think that's how I met him. But anyway. I gotta say I'm disappointed. I'm sad. I'm the first to defend any Canadian, especially in the tech industry. I'm the first to be like, "Hey, Canada, we do some pretty good tech stuff up here. It's awesome. You should come to Canada. We love tech." And I always assumed, and I was always told, rightly so, that the Linus we see on the videos is not the real Linus. That he's not actually that stoned.
It's a persona.
It's persona, but it seems that lately that might actually not be the case. So I'm very hopeful that this resolves well. They put in new policies and procedures. I think calling out other YouTubers like they did. And again, I understand it all happened because someone was giving a tour and someone was recording a video and they said something.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but your mic's still really crackly.
Weird.
Yeah. And hi, Adam. Well, Ryan, look at
Adam.
Talk amongst yourselves while I poke at my audio settings here.
It might be because you have that fan on.
Check. We'll check 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's still crackly.
What is the audio? I'm just making sure that's actually pulling the audio from the right spot. Yeah, Jagger involved. That should be it.
Check. Mic check 1, 2, 3.
That's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Weird. It was just this. It's listed as the same microphone, but I just selected the different one from the drop down. Weird.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah,
much
no,
better.
that's a lot better.
Normal.
Yeah,
That seems like the normal microphone that you use.
Weird.
Yeah.
Same microphone. I literally There's two of them listed. I just selected the second one.
Yeah, apparently number two. Who
Okay.
does number two work for?
Who does number
You
two
know.
work for? No,
Have
that's
you tried turning it off and on again?
Have you tried turning it off and on? Good idea. Actually, I had a Windows update pop up here. It was like, oh, we need to restart. I'm like, I wonder if this is Windows update telling me I need to restart. You ever notice that stuff starts to act funny on Windows PCs? Now it sounds awesome.
That kind of ties
that-
in a little bit to what I'm talking about here after a bit.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah. So just a little rollback there. I'm upset. I'm sad. I'm like everybody else in the community. I feel bad for went from sounding 1997 to one click. Nice.
Well, there's always been the saying that I've heard: never meet your
idols.
hero or the person you look up to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
100%. And I think it sucks too because it just came off a really good LTX convention. It looks like everybody had a great time. But it sucks that they got called out, and it all started with someone was giving a tour of the labs, and they mentioned that they do better testing than Gamer Nexus and better than what's the other company? The name eludes me here for a second. It's Gamer Nexus and somebody else. Someone will say it in the chat, I'm sure. And then that was posted to YouTube, of course, and then Gamer Nexus didn't really do anything, but the other group responded, and then there was a bit of back and forth, and then of course Gamer Nexus went and looked through all the old videos and found terrible hardware unboxed. There we go, hardware unboxed. They went back and found all the the really bad data, we'll say. So it's kind of one of those things. Don't call out another house when your own house isn't in order.
That's
And
right.
they were caught with their pants down. But then, on top of that, there was some questions of they Jay-Z something. Yeah, that's right.
That tracks.
That tracks. Then they of course they sold the water block, which I think was probably, and then to double down on that and say no, we didn't sell it. It was auctioned off.
Well,
It's
that's
like,
what I was going to say. Now you're just playing semantics here.
yeah, and
You screwed up. Just say yes. I screwed up.
Just admit
Sorry.
it. Like
Move
I always
on.
find that's one of the things that I dislike about LTT is they will say we screwed up, but there's always
Yes, exactly.
there's always a but it's someone else's problem, or but somebody took it out of
Yes.
context, but we're actually the victim. It's
Yeah,
like
just take ownership of it and move
just
on.
take ownership of it and move on.
Yep.
I feel bad for the employees because there's lots of great
Mhm.
people there. And I truly believe Linus and his wife are probably genuinely good people,
Mhm.
who don't want to ruin their business. And because when you got to bankroll 100 people, you feel,
I
I
think
would
they're up to
imagine that,
120.
yeah, like at least I know in my own businesses that I've run, you feel obliged to take care of those people. They're like family.
Yeah.
So you don't want to make sure you don't do anything to screw that up. But it just seems that sometimes ego and personality gets put before
Yep.
practical business sense, we'll say. And that's where I'll end there. Hopefully it gets worked out. I hope that Madison's issues that were brought up during her time at LTT get addressed, and I hope that a third party HR firm actually finds the problem, and I hope the problem is publicly removed, whatever that problem is. I think that's the only way to be completely transparent at this point. So anyway, on to greener, greater things.
Are we gonna see
Trina?
what's in the black bag?
Oh, that'll be later.
Oh,
Got to give them something to stay here for the hour.
okay.
That's right.
So are you and I then gonna do our
Yes.
computer reveals together?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, you can go first, and then I'll go after.
Yeah, okay. So, we have been talking a lot about AI and chat chat. I said it was going to be a long stream, didn't I, before we started?
Trina, how much scotch have you drank tonight?
I was thinking of ordering a beer.
I only
Yeah. So from 0 to a fifth, where you at?
I think the problem is green.
how many fingers of gin did you drink? Was it like all of them?
A jigger of gin.
This many. This
Oh, it was
many.
the
Right
fist
on.
of gin.
Fistful,
Fist of
yeah,
gin.
yeah.
Oh man.
Fistful of
man.
gin.
All right, let's try that again. So I am going to share my screen first and foremost. Share
Starbucks
screen.
Tech says that's vodka in the bottle, not water.
Yeah. There we go. That one. Oh, I'm just gonna share my screen, so just you don't need to make me solo. There you go. Yeah, so GPT wrote a Bible verse about God loving trans people, and it's brilliant. So where this came from is actually this post on Reddit. And the person had posted, I feel sad today, so I asked Chat GPT.
Are you showing it to us? Because we can't see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's
You
right,
have to
because you can only
scroll.
see this. No, no, no. I was showing the Reddit thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna
Oh,
read it.
Okay.
Pretend you can see it.
Okay.
So the it was an R trans on Reddit, which makes sense. And it said I was feeling. The person that posted the title of it, it said I was feeling sad today, so I asked Chat GPT to write a fake biblical passage about Jesus accepting trans people. And here's what it came up with. And I'm gonna scroll down because they actually quoted here in the.
now for clarification, are you saying are trans or trance? Like it's like trance or
Oh,
trans?
so the subreddit is r/trans because
Okay.
everything on Reddit is
So
r
is it
slash
is
something.
it is it pirate house music we're referring to, or are we talking
Yes,
about
r. That's right. That's right.
it's our trance music? Like,
That's right.
okay,
So here's what it said. The resulting text sees Jesus accepting a transgender woman in heaven, which the user wrote, "Give me some comfort." And this is what it said. And a woman whose heart was divided between spirit and body came to him
came before him.
in quiet despair. She asked, "Lord, I come to you estranged from my spirit and body are not one. How should I hope to enter the kingdom of God?" Jesus looked upon her with kindness, replying, "My child, blessed are those who strive for unity within themselves, for they shall know the deepest truths of my Father's creation. Be not afraid, for in the kingdom of God there is no man nor woman, as all are one in spirit. The gates of my Father's kingdom will open for those who love and are loved, for God looks not upon the body, but the heart."
Oh, that's lovely.
And
Hmm.
that's what ChatGPT wrote. And of course, this has gone quite viral.
Like it would.
Yeah, on the subreddit. And then others pointed out that Jesus accepting of trans people is obvious because of his acceptance
Oh, he hung out with
of everyone. And
the
then
prostitutes and the tax collectors. The
right, yeah.
you know,
Like one user quoted John 13:34 in the New Testament, where it reads that while ascending to heaven, Jesus said, "A new commandment I give you: love one another as I have loved
yeah,
you."
yeah,
Right. So must you love one another.
mother, yeah.
On these two commandments. Yeah. So yeah. So that was just. I thought it was interesting. We've been talking a lot about Chat GPT and AI and stuff, and I thought this was kind of an interesting.
Yeah,
Right.
neat. I like it.
But yeah, I thought it was something interesting that we're not seeing usually when it comes to religion. It's usually the other side of the coin where it's
Yeah.
somebody who's
And in
anti.
fairness, usually it's the other side of the coin when it comes to Chat GPT. Somebody's using it for nefarious purposes,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So it's nice
And it was
seeing.
just it was just somebody was feeling down, so they said, "Hey, write me a Bible verse," and
Well, and
that's what
that
they got.
I think that's actually where a lot of this is going is the idea that you can ask Chat GPT for like therapy.
Right.
I'm having trouble doing X, Y, and Z. And
Yep.
it'll go, okay,
Hmm.
cool. And it will become a what we call we'll probably refer to as a triage therapist,
Well,
someone who's
Hmm.
yeah,
the
I
first
did
line
hear
of defense.
a thing today that
Like I'm
said
having
Google's trying that.
one of the problems I have some days. I'm having problem getting out of bed.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
So what ChatGPT does is it says, fine, we're going to take care of that for you, Trina, and then it
Yep.
goes and takes your Internet of Things connected lighter and light something on fire in your
That's
house
right.
to get you out of
So
bed.
you have to get up.
You had to get out of bed.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So, but
Call it
yeah, no,
motivating.
I thought that was great. Sorry, I was reading Gut Bums
I was feeling
comment,
down
but
one day, so I had it write me a review of the Commodore. Did it say bitch a lot? I feel like it would say bitch a lot.
yeah,
That's humorous.
I thought this was something
That is cool.
kind of
That is
kind
really
of
cool. I
cool
like that.
and yeah, and it has like a gazillion replies back from a lot of people going, "Thanks so much. I needed this as well." Which
Oh, that's
so
cool.
it's not only helped the person, who
You
is
should
feeling
you should
down.
put the link to that in the chat there now.
I can I'll put the link to the subreddit, the posting. Let me do that. Boom, 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 boom. But yeah,
Oh, Gut Bomb said yes. It did say the word that YouTube chat will eat. So yes, yeah. You know, if you space out the letters, it doesn't eat it.
That's true.
but yeah, it was just
Or
as I said, it
substitute
was just
numbers
it
for
was
some
something it
letters.
was something kind of positive. One other thing I do want to kind of cover. Hold on, I'm going to present another screen.
Oh
Let
God,
me share.
avert your eyes.
Yeah. You might as well see Pornhub. Well, it's still called Pornhub. No. Don't forget, for those of you in Canada, looking at you, Retro Techie, that the
Hold on.
retro
Retro Techie is
computing
not in
world.
Canada. He's in Quebec.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, for now they're still part Canada. The
Don't tell
World of
them.
Retro Computing or Work 2023 Expo will be a 2-day vintage and retro computing conference in Kitchener, Ontario, taking place September 16th and 17th. So basically a month away.
So
A little
the way they
longer.
type work, like with the small O in there,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
mind reads it as Wrath of the Lich King
Wrath of the
because
King.
that's the way that they type it. You know,
Right.
when they abbreviate it. So like every time I see it, my mind just automatically reads over it.
Yeah.
Now this is interesting because I gotta refresh this page because this page was updated. There we go. Yeah, see, there we go. So on Sunday at 2 p.m., special guest Bill Hurd will be joining remotely for an exciting
Word.
webcast with his own special guest and longtime friend David Heine. I
Heine.
don't know.
Haney?
Heine, I guess.
Haney.
Yeah, I don't.
Haney.
Haney. Anyway, yeah. So,
Cool.
but there's going to be all kinds of things. Look at this: 28 days, 15 hours, 27. So it's free. That's all I
That
can
is cool.
say. It's free to go. Admission is free.
Trina,
So
if you go, you should do some recordings.
I am totally going to be doing some. Yeah, I was thinking of actually pulling a RetroTech Chris and doing a live stream from it.
Cool. That's gonna be exciting. In case you don't know, Adam doesn't like Bill Hurd, so that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of
Word.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
I think Adam's actually mentioned that once or twice. Yeah.
yeah. You sure?
So
Has he mentioned it again? Oh, look, yeah, he did.
I'm still
Yeah.
waiting. By the way, Eric, just to touch on your question quickly, I'm still waiting for Frank here to send me the X-rated Apple II software.
there
So,
is.
What one needs some X-rated Apple II floppy disks first, or
Yes.
floppy drives, I should say, before one is able to read the X-rated floppy disk.
Well, you have to pre-soak them in sanitizer first.
Right. Do they stick?
Yeah,
Do the
they don't
discs
get any
stick
virus.
together? Are the discs, if they're multi-discs, they're stuck together? You
They
gotta
do.
peel them apart.
Hopefully
They do.
not. Mm.
Cutting the pounds. You know.
They're also a little crisp. They're also a little crunchy too. The floppy disks are a little crunchier than usual.
That's fine. It'll
Indeed.
buff out. Bit of rubbing alcohol. It'll be fine.
Well, that's the problem. Is a bit of rubbing or yeah.
Alcohol.
Anyway.
With alcohol.
Oh
Yes,
well,
always.
that can lead to other anyway.
Yeah.
So my thing I was going to talk about today was the browser developers, thank goodness, are pushing back on Google's WebDRM WEI API, WEI API. For those of you who don't know, Google plans to introduce WEI or Web Environment Integrity API on Chrome. And it's getting a lot of people upset about it because essentially what they're saying is, and I believe this, is Google's going to be trying to do some gatekeeping, where essentially what happens is if web developers choose to do so, or, let's say you're Microsoft or Google or whoever, and you have a website out there, you want to know what traffic's real and what traffic's not. Google's basically stepping in as an intermediary or a gatekeeper, and they're judging you in your browser to determine whether or not you're a real person or a machine with malicious intent or whatever that's accessing that website. Kind of like the CAPTCHA things where
Right.
you have to type in what it says, and 90% of the time I read it, I type it, it still doesn't match for some reason, and I end up doing it 6 times. which are really annoying. But Google wants to build in something to the browser that reads your browser and essentially determines from that whether or not you're a real person or not. So it opens up to a lot of speculation as to what it is that they're going to be dredging and what makes that criteria for them to determine whether you are or not. Are they going to go by, whether you have security updates installed on your computer? Because this is a security feature, is what they're advertising it as.
Mhm.
So is Google going to look at your browser and say, oh, your browser's out of date? Sorry, you can't come? Because essentially what it is it's giving you a cookie or a web token, assigning it to your browser saying that you are a real person. When you're trying to access that site, there's a handshake going on behind, backstage behind the scenes between the web browser and the website you're actually accessing.
The bigger question that I think that a lot of the security people are wondering is what this site works. Adam, did
Yes.
did you try Internet Explorer 6 after on that internal company HR website? I feel like it was probably
Yeah.
written for Internet Explorer 6.
But
But
that's the thing,
but my question is, what other information is tagged in that file? So
yes.
there's
Mhm.
there's the rub, as Shakespeare would say, is what else are they collecting? Are they
Are they
collecting your
looking at your
name,
browser
your
history?
address, things you
What website you go
do,
to?
what websites you go to? And if they are they parsing that information based on how much
Yeah.
the other party is willing to pay, or the other
Mhm.
party is willing
Sure.
to,
And that's the thing too is
So
it's
what
essentially
what you're saying is if they're looking at the sites I'm going to start getting a lot of advertisings for Australia stuff.
well, and
Yellow.
really that's the crux of the
yellow
whole
exactly.
gatekeeping thing. Google gets paid big money to show you ads, and if you're using ad blockers and extensions that allow ad blocking, they're
Mhm.
going to say that you cannot access that website anymore
Right.
because you're not
Right.
a
And that's
fully
where I think
secure
this
normal
whole
browser.
thing came
It's all
from.
about the money. Yeah.
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 But
They want to cash in
one of
on that
one
revenue.
of the things that I've been waiting for, and it's been worked on, Google is part of the consortium, so is Microsoft, so is Apple, is the
Hmm.
single sign-on. The idea
Yep.
that we will be able to just authenticate everything somehow using some
Yes.
form of biometrics or whatever,
Hmm.
and it will just be universal across any system we want to try to log into.
Sure.
Right? That's
But
that's
but
where
the
I'm
whole
wondering if this is probably going to try to be shoehorned onto that, and
sure.
then that's
This is
questionable.
probably definitely a precursor getting us
Yeah.
to that point. But what happens is like let's say any of us that run 68K Max that go online, whether it's go to Frog Finder or whatever, any other site you try to access, they're going to say, "Sorry, you're too out of date. You're not
Right.
secure. You can't
Mhm.
come here."
Right.
Same, and that applies to any website that essentially opts into this system, which will be a large mass of them, I'm sure.
Yeah. But
Especially any corporate ones.
but I would say too that that brings around the whole idea of that designed obsolescence. So now we have
Yes,
software obsolescence.
100%.
It's like, oh, your phone is 5 years old. Sorry, you can't
Yep,
use the internet now.
Mhm.
exactly. Well, it's no different than let's say the people that use Linux.
Right.
They're not using, most people who use Linux, I'm going to guess, probably aren't using Google Chrome. They're going to use some variation of Chromium
Chromium.
or
Well,
a
I mean, I still
I
use
different
mean,
Chrome,
browser.
but
it
Yeah,
defaultly comes with Firefox. So
sometimes, yeah.
let's say the average Linux user, like
Yeah.
I'm saying, like myself, I have a Linux box sitting right beside me
yeah,
down here, and I just have Firefox
yeah.
because that's all I need.
Yeah. I
But
usually
Will's right
install
too.
Chromium. Actually, I've been installing Edge, funnily enough,
Uh,
because Edge
it's Chromium
is
essentially,
Chromium,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
but it's
But
available now for every platform.
Mm.
Will's right though. Even off grid don't work anymore. People that use Pi-hole and things like that do the
Well, yeah,
ad
I
blocking.
use Pi-hole.
You're not going to be able to if
Yeah.
this system actually goes into effect.
Now, the
Right.
only other way around that is obviously, it's one of those things. When you build it, they'll figure a way around it. Hackers will
Oh,
always,
absolutely.
somebody
There'll be
will figure out
something.
a system to get around it.
But the
Or
whole
we'll end up with a two-tiered system. It'll be like the shiny ivory tower internet above ground, and then there'll be
yeah.
the subterranean.
They already have that. It's called the dark web.
Well,
Yeah.
that's mostly for
I
illicit things.
know
I
other
mean,
stuff.
subterranean, like just freedom to share information,
Ah,
no
okay.
regulations, the true
Hmm.
wild west of the internet, if you will.
Yeah.
You know,
But essentially, Microsoft, Google, Apple, they all do the same thing when it comes to web stuff, especially with advertising and things. They all want to, get part of that big pie of money for
Of
advertising.
course. Of
So
course.
I could see Safari comes up with their own version for Safari.
Yep.
Microsoft's going to come up with their own one for their Edge.
Yep.
But you got all these ones like Vivaldi and variations that use Chromium essentially that are pushing back saying we're not putting that in ours. Sorry.
No. But what'll happen is you'll go to the sites and say, hey, you need to install
Yeah.
this extension, which will
Yeah.
just add those features to Chromium.
Well, it's no different than going to a newer site on an old computer, an old browser. Your connection is not secure.
Yep.
Right.
You get SSL errors. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's going to be you're going to have some type of workaround to even access that site at this point.
Or you'll end up with
Yeah.
things like FrogFind, which will parse
Yep.
the internet on your behalf, right? You'll end up just being connecting and getting a text-based or
Or like a proxy ARP.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could proxy ARP through something else. So, I mean, it's just, it's an interesting thing, and I know that they're still developing it.
Yeah.
And it's another mess, and it's another control thing,
Mhm.
you know, is what it comes down to.
It's all about the Benjamins, it's all about the control.
Yeah. Because, I mean, this is going to be same thing as when Google moved to China and created Google.ch in China. You know, the government decided what people can Google and what people can't Google, and then finally Google pulled out, you know, and said forget it.
We're
you know,
done.
when they realized that it was going to be a permanent thing, because it was prior to the Olympics that they had Google block everything that was referencing Tiananmen Square and all this other stuff, and Google just thought it was going to be during the Olympics.
You can't actually see Winnie the Pooh stuff either.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things,
which is hilarious.
I built your own internet with FujiNet. That's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
That is true.
Yep.
Because then you can
PBS
access
does,
it on literally anything.
Right.
As long as you can dial up to it or Telnet or whatever, you can get right in there. Yeah, that's actually a great idea.
I concur. I think it's you know, but or it'll, like I said, it'll end up being a two-tiered internet system.
Yes, or yeah, it's going to be something like Netflix where you pay for freaking ads or you don't, or pay a premium service fee for, you know, to opt out or whatever it is.
Like here, for example, I'm just going to share my screen. This is my pie hole, right? Like, you can see everything that's been blocked.
Mhm.
Right. I mean, it does a pretty good job. I don't see many ads anymore, and I find it pretty zippy because it caches stuff as well, and it also pages load way faster because there's no ads being loaded in the background.
No extra crap. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's
okay.
I highly recommend a pie hole.
So question about that. So I have ad blockers and like the ad blocker installed through Chrome, Firefox, but I sometimes get pages that come up and say you're using an ad blocker. You need to turn it off for the site.
Yeah.
Do you get that with what you're using, Ryan?
No, because it stops those from loading before the page loads.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I know Joe uses one too,
and it tells the page that the ad loaded. That's the key. It thinks the ad loaded. I just don't see it. It's stripped out.
Cool. I've never used it, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, when we get your new Unraid server up and running, that's just an Unraid
I plan on
Docker.
Docker containers. Yeah.
Works awesome. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
So we're in the final stretch of the show, so let's see your goods. Bring out your wares.
Ryan, you only have one.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Ryan, you only have one, so I'll let you go first because I got several.
But it's quite large. I may only have one, but it's quite large.
So I've heard. Your wife's been talking.
Skeletor. Cool. Let me just switch cameras here. Worktop. Bloop. So what do we have in the bag?
It's a Mac Pro. It looks about the size of a Mac Pro.
It is about the size of a Mac Pro.
Yeah.
But it's it weighs 48 pounds.
Well, it's about the weight of a Mac Pro.
Well, that rules out a speak and spell.
Speak and spell. That'd be funny if that would be funny if all that's in that bag is a speak and spell. Right?
It's got a handle.
Or what was those things that you crank the thingy and it like spins around and goes moo or duck
Oh, that
sounds
was
or whatever?
those were the yeah they had several variations of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I don't
just-
remember what they were called.
I think they were just like animal sounds or something, like
Yeah, I
barnyard.
don't think they had
something.
an official name to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I'm
might
gonna
have.
look it
But
up.
Oh, Joe's here. Hey, Joe.
hey, Joe.
So you're here just
Cience.
for you're just here for show and tell time. Oh, hang on.
Spock and Doc.
We should okay,
Spock
stop.
and
Stop highlighting things. You. I'm trying to
Who?
make
What happened?
I'm trying to make
I'm here.
Ryan big.
Oh, trust me, I'm already large. All right.
Large and in charge, baby.
Oh,
My Corona.
my bologna.
Do.
So this is my Corona Computer Systems or Data
Ooh,
Systems
that's cool.
Incorporated. This is an original. I can't even remember the model number. Hold on, I think it says it here somewhere. No, it doesn't say the model number. I'd have to go Google it. But it's a luggable. It's a 8086 luggable.
I love what they called luggable back in the day. You know,
Right.
48 pounds. It's luggable.
It's luggable.
Well, that's why every
With a
job description
forklift.
you see must be able to lift 50 pounds.
Must be
Yeah.
able to lift
Yes.
a Corona Data Systems computer. So I'm just gonna try to get the case off here. Let go.
It's just stuck on the bottom of your leg there.
No, it's stuck on the latch is still locked. There we go.
Well, that would do it too. Yeah.
Do. So these guys actually got sued out of existence by IBM.
Oh,
They stole their BIOS is actually stolen from an IBM computer.
oh, that's funny.
So they didn't sell many of them. Anyway, I found this one. As you can see, it's got a.
So where did you find it?
Yeah.
It was on the west coast of the island for some reason. Somebody bought it in
Awesome.
1983.
It looks in great shape.
It's in
Oh,
fantastic
very
shape.
clean.
Really? Yeah.
That's
Does
So
very
ba-
clean.
Does it have a keyboard and mouse?
Yeah, I'll show you the keyboard. No mouse.
Okay. Okay.
So it's got an 8-inch
Oh,
amber.
right. Yeah, because it's DOS. Never
DOS.
mind. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got an 8-inch amber screen,
Yeah.
which is adjustable with this knob here in the front for brightness. That port to the left is for the keyboard. It actually plugs in with a RJ11 cable, kind of like an Apple or Macintosh, I should say. And then it's got a single 5 1/4 floppy disk as well as a 10 meg hard drive. All right. And the cool thing is it's got a little kickstand on the bottom, so you can
that's
angle
awesome.
it.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
This
Angle
one
to
does.
dangle.
This one does in fact work. I have yet to turn it on, but the previous owner had sent me video of it running. It's got DOS 3 on it, I think. So Corona started in Newfoundland. Yeah.
On
so
the
ins-
West Coast.
That's
so
funny.
inside the cover that I took off is
Right.
the keyboard. They have this like little diaper
Oh, that's fancy.
thing that holds the keyboard.
So
And
when the keyboard finally shits the bed and dies.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then you also have cord storage inside. So there's your cables.
Ryan, what Marcophobe?
What
What's
part
in
of the West Coast? Corner Brook, to be exact. And this is the keyboard. It's actually a nice clicky keyboard. I don't think it might be mechanical. Hold on. No, that feels like foam. Well, let's see. Hold on.
It's flown.
Where is my multi-tool? By multi-tool, I mean fork.
Spork.
No, fork. Somewhere there's a keyboard person freaking out. It's a buckling spring. So anyway, it feels really nice to type on.
How
But
does the keyboard connect to the computer? It's not
like-
wireless, clearly.
like I mentioned earlier, if you were listening,
Oh,
it uses
sorry.
an RJ11 cable like a Macintosh.
Okay.
So basically a phone cable.
Right.
Sorry,
Well-
I was reading the chat, so I might have missed.
Well,
that.
Trina, we can't, I won't forgive you this time. But oh, it's Mark. It's Mark from our retro group here in Newfoundland.
Okay.
Yeah,
He didn't bring Matthew, Luke, or John.
no, just Mark.
Okay. Well, hey, that's something.
Actually, you didn't
Mark.
bring the Mark. You didn't bring the star of the show. Hello.
Who, Jesus?
Yeah.
Anyway,
He's
so
busy.
I will
Busy.
set that up after.
Telephones
It's
and
very
all.
interesting. It actually came from a place called Micro Mart in Yorkville, Ontario.
Micro
Hi from Ontario.
Right. So that was my big purchase. I actually drove across the island last week on a vacation, and I picked that up on our way back
That's
in
pretty
Corner
awesome.
Brook. I had purchased it about 4 months ago, and the guy held on to it until I was able to come get it. I was also supposed to stop and pick up an IBM PS2 Model 78, as well as a monitor and printer for it. But
Right.
unfortunately, that gentleman wasn't available, so he's coming into town. That system looks like a find. He uses a boat anchor. Yeah, pretty much.
That's the ballast system they used on the Titan.
Yeah.
And that's why they couldn't.
Well, actually,
merge.
that's the navigation computer.
Okay, computer.
They should have used the speaking spell.
Right.
Right. Speak and spell.
But I've come to learn that I have a lovely collection of portables now. So I have my Hyperion,
awesome.
which is over here. Hyperion. I have underneath the desk here is an Osborne in a box in this box. I have
You have a compact portable too,
compact
right?
portable 1, and I have a compact portable 3, and I'm
Is
missing
the
one.
3 the one with the
gas plasma screen? Yeah.
Plasma, yeah.
Yeah.
Red,
Which actually wasn't actually made by Compaq. It's actually a Daewoo, I think, or a Samsung. So you can actually get like 3 or 4 different models that are all the same. I resent that comment, Adam.
Oh, you know what you should do is you should put an iPad screen in it and then jazz it up a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, make it the the Corona
Just
equivalent
saying.
of Mackie.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
I think Kate might sue me if I came
Corona
up with like,
cow.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Well, let me see. We got to figure out a name for like Mackie. So Coroni? No.
no
Oh.
pandemic. We can call him Penny,
Oh.
the pandemic computer.
Love it.
That is funny.
Anywhere because it's Corona, he's got to wear a sombrero.
It just clicked into my head while you kept calling it the pandemic computer.
Yeah, it's
There we go.
pandemic PC.
I thought you had bought it when you like during the pandemic.
No, it's called the Corona.
Yeah.
Nope, I got it now. It took me a minute.
Corey the Corona pandemic PC. Yeah, that works.
Or Pandemic.
Too funny.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, I think it'll be funny to do that, and then I'll get a cease and desist letter from. But I'll get Kate's autograph, so that works out all right. Sicko.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was reading that as Cisco, and I'm like,
Cisco.
wait, why are we referring to it as the captain of DS9? But yeah.
But see, that one would have to like DS9 then to actually name it that.
No.
Shots fired.
No. All right. And
maybe I should just call it Catherine.
By the way, just to say, this is unfortunately Ryan's last stream with us.
It's true.
I'm thinking of his Ursula singing "Poor Unfortunate Soul."
A much better job on the
LTT channel. Mm-hmm.
No. I was going to say
new head of HR.
I was going to say on the Retro Repair Roundup. I'm replacing Trina.
There you go.
Well
now.
All right, Trina, what do you got? Let's see the goods.
Okay, so today there was somebody on Facebook Marketplace. Remember how I said remember this? And I copied stuff over.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they had 2 14-inch MacBook Airs. I didn't know they came out with a 14-inch. Anyway, model A1369. They wanted $100 each. They had an iBook G4 model A1055. They wanted $54, and then they had a MacBook, like the white MacBook, for $60. So I made an offer. And he also had an iPad that was activated locked, and I'm like, that's a doorstop. So I I said, "Here's my offer on everything but the iPad because it's useless." And he accepted it. So I went and picked it up today, as well as another. Frank, stop! I'm trying to make myself big.
What happened?
Well, you keep making chats. I can't make myself big when you do that. You stop. So this is what I ended up picking up after he made me wait for 10 minutes. Anyway,
Wow.
I wasn't happy with that. So we got this. I don't know if any of this works. By the way, tomorrow at 2:10 after Big Bad Biologist streams at noon, I've scheduled a stream for 2:10 just to give him a little bit of wiggly room. I'm going to be testing all this stuff live. So
Nice.
yeah. So I have no idea.
None of it's going to work, but that's fine.
So we have an iBook G4
Oh, nice.
in really good condition.
Is that the dual USB?
Yeah, it has 2 USB ports.
I got that.
I don't know what kind of power adapter this takes.
Trina, I'll give you $1 for it.
It's the port on this side. Yep.
Oh, it's one of the circle ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have the power adapter for it?
Yeah, because I have it for the other G4s that I have.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So that's the first one. I have not taken these out of the bag, so I'm taking them out and we're looking at them together. We have another, I think. Yeah.
G4.
We have 2 iBook G4s.
Man,
Nice.
look how yellow that keyboard is on
Yeah,
that
no,
one.
that one's yeah.
That one's a weird one. It needs to see a urologist.
Too much Lubriderm
Yeah.
hand cream.
Must
But
be.
this one's also has the 2 USB ports on the side. And then it has a power adapter, usual. And what else do we have in here? We have a massively long VGA cable. Like, look at this thing. It's just
Wow.
regular but it's just regular VGA. There's nothing special about it.
Cool.
Yeah. Except for it's white and long.
Probably for hooking one of those G4s up to a television back in the day.
Probably. We have the MacBook.
Yeah. So that's a Core 2.
Ooh, and it's
Oh yeah. Pull that up.
it's also
That's nice looking.
got like this
How's the edge along the edge? Is the plastic cracked on the front edge?
That's hard to find.
That's usually where they go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know, I've dealt with enough of these. So yeah, that's. But I
now,
like.
Where did you get all these ones?
A local seller.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Did you
I like
murder
the red
them before you got it?
That's a cool one.
No, my name isn't Dave. And finally, we got the MacBook Air.
Nice.
Ta-da. Only one of them though. I think he sold the other one.
Cool. And so how much did you get them all for grand total?
Hold on, I haven't finished yet.
Oh, I thought we were finished.
No, we're not finished yet. I also got the lovely Apple modem.
Router?
Yeah, router thing.
The time capsule, actually.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Might have a hard drive in it. Does it feel like I got a hard drive in it?
Sure.
Sure.
There's no way to it's only got the network ports on the back. How would I find
Flip it over and tell me what it says on the bottom.
The model number, yeah.
I'll tell you tomorrow. Join my stream tomorrow. Find out.
There you go.
Yeah. This is more just me digging through
2 p.m. Eastern.
No
Standard.
power supplies. This one. Okay, just a bunch of. Oh, printer cable, because no one has those.
Do you remember when they used to not come with printers, and then at some point they started adding them to printers? But
And then I also got 2 charging cables that work on my phone at least.
Nice.
And a power cable. Now, why do I have this power cable? Hold on, let me turn off my windows. We're gonna switch cameras so we can see what else I got.
Adam. Oh.
What's this?
This. So I was there.
Looks like an IBM on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk about that one in a sec. Because this came from the same person.
Okay.
Because he's like, this was not even in the listing. He's like, so I have an Apple TV, and I'm like, what? An Apple TV? He's like,
you were like, what?
I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's one of those all-in-one things. I'm like, oh, okay. So I knew what it was.
I mean, it still could be an Apple TV, but that's not an Apple TV.
That's true.
Yeah. The issue obviously with it is, I'm going to turn this around, see if I can get it on camera.
Oh, it was
Is-
beaten with a stick.
Is the bottom is
Oh
missing.
yeah, she's
Oh
dickered.
boy, that's been
yeah.
abused.
Yep.
Yep.
The whole program's cocked, boys.
But
Now all I can hear is the Sarah McLaughlin song going. Jeez, it whiz.
the
For
other
only,
one-
for
the
only
other
$1 a month or $1 a day,
Right.
you can sponsor an abused
Right.
Macintosh.
Is that an Aptiva?
It is
it
an Apple.
is. Yeah.
I have the.
I'm going to
Is
turn
it
my
a,
camera
I was
on
gonna
its
say I
side.
used to have one of those.
is it a Pentium 1, 2, or 2, 3, or
3.
4? 3.
Pentium 3.
You
I got
were
this.
looking for
I
a
got
Pentium
this.
3.
I got I got it for free from, funny enough, a regular customer of mine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now you can play your video games.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
Windows 95, Windows 98 machine.
Yeah, he's got Windows 2000 on it, but
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
You know what
So-
you should install on it?
that was free.
Windows ME, the best
knew you were
operating
gonna say that.
system. Until
Um,
as RetroTechie points out, they came out with Windows 8.1.
It wouldn't have been called Millennium Edition if it wasn't
Kate's here.
as cool as the Millennium.
Hi,
Hi,
Kate. Welcome.
Hi. Hello.
So the
So-
the outside of this case
The,
is
the
disgusting.
product or it was dirty?
The outside of this case kind of has some scratches on it and whatnot, but I've looked inside of it. He showed me tonight when I went to pick it up, mint condition inside.
Nice.
So you can't
So-
always judge the book by the cover on this one.
Can I tell an Aptiva story real quick?
Yeah, go.
'Cause I just saw that Miss Libby just talked about how she threw one out. So I actually found one in a building that's like adjacent to the school that I work in, and it was covered in pigeon shit. And I took it
Oh.
home and cleaned it, and it still has, like, you look at it, it's still stained where the pigeons
Oh,
did their business, we'll say. So
oh no,
at some point I'll haul it out and we'll do a pigeon poop
cleaning of it.
restoration. Yeah,
But yeah, it has a little rust on the bottom as well. Again,
Yeah. mine was rusty. yeah.
cosmetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I had put up that I was looking for a couple.
Oh, Sloopy's telling on us.
Oh, oh, Sloopy, I gotta get the lawyer first. I gotta get a lawyer so I don't get sued.
Well, Libby, and for the rest of you, Trina's Technobabble on YouTube does live streams, including tomorrow at 2:10 p.m. Eastern time zone. Come watch because I'm going to work on all the stuff that I picked up today.
Now, is that on your YouTube channel or your OnlyFans channel?
Both simulcast,
Yeah,
okay.
right. Yeah.
but one you have to pay for.
Okay, so question
need to
though,
figure out which.
does anyone actually do tech repairs on OnlyFans? I mean, we know primarily what OnlyFans is for, but
I mean, I'm
are
sure
there
they.
other like?
I mean, I saw Luis Rossman do one the
Yeah.
other night.
Now he was in a kiddie pool full of KY jelly while he did it, but he did fix an iPhone.
Adam's streaming
I
at
can't
2:07, so you
watch.
better be prompt.
Well, it's not me that has to be prompt. Adam has to cut his stream off 3 minutes after he starts.
So anywho,
Time tomorrow.
I am
Ooh.
going to post the StreamYard link for anyone who wants to come offline.
Oh, just hold on.
everybody's
I'm
more than welcome.
before you post that link, I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel.
Do it.
And post my link for my stream tomorrow. Yeah, because I checked, as I was mentioning today, I checked with the big bad biologist,
Yes.
John, and I'm like, hey, are you streaming tomorrow at noon? And he's
Oh.
like, yes. So for those of you who don't, subscribe, watch, subscribe, Big Bad Biologist. If someone can put a link to
Mhm.
his channel up in the chat, that would be amazing. Let's give him a plug while we're here. Because he does some amazing.
I forgot I had mail to open too. I got
so,
fan mail,
Oh yeah, right. Get your link.
and it only marginally smells like anthrax.
Mhm.
So I think
Nice.
that's a win.
I've been
Do you-
vaccinated.
Has anyone shared Big Bad Biologist bench? Yeah.
I don't have the link. Hold on.
You could send it to me and I'll tell you if it's anthrax or not.
Kate wants to know if you're actually starting an OnlyFans, Trina.
No, I'm not
no-
starting an OnlyFans.
No comment.
No comment. Yeah. So this is the link I just posted, that is to my live stream tomorrow. Oh, and thank you, Jason, for posting a link to the Big Bad Bench. It's the official title is Big Bad Biologist, Big Bad Bench. But say that 3 times fast.
Big bad biologist, big bad bench. Big bad biologist, big bad bench. Big bad biologist, big bad bench.
Not fast enough.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't subscribe, go subscribe to Retro Techie. For God's sake, just subscribe to him so he'll stop posting his link.
I mean, you know, I like Jim.
If you're gonna post your link, do it in your room.
I mean, I thought Jim had an OnlyFans myself, but
Yeah, B6. There's a great way to call that channel, B6.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Kate, I am not officially starting an OnlyFans.
she's
page.
unofficially starting one.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I got mail this week while I was gone, and
Mhm.
it's from a friend who's a Volkswagen owner, and he lives in Ontario, and he knows I like retro tech, and he sends me photos at like flea markets of stuff. So this
Oh, that's
actually
awesome.
he found in his storage, I think, from years ago, and he sent me a message like, "Hey, do you want
Sean.
this?" I'm like, "Sure."
Oh, and by the way, welcome Sean to the channel. For those who don't subscribe to Geek with Social Skills, check out his
So
channel.
it's a
Oh, look at that.
brand
That's
new
awesome.
copy of Windows XP Home Edition
XP with the
Very
COA.
with
nice.
the COA.
Very
But
nice.
the thing I really wanted was this awesome
Oh my
vintage
gosh.
America Online.
online
What are
still
you
in the
waiting for?
package.
Is it the floppy or the CD?
Oh, it's the floppy.
Oh,
it's extra floppy.
I remember
It's
being
in
so
there.
excited about getting those in the day.
Yeah, but
I
it's so
remember
like, it's
picking them
so
up at the
90s.
grocery
Look,
store.
look at the color. It's so 90s.
Right? Oh, it totally is. I remember getting those in the mail and being so excited because it was, hey,
A free floppy disk.
there's another space I can save my homework to. Woo!
Yeah.
Right?
pretty
Good
awesome.
times. No, and so before Kate goes, we were making a joke that I should make my own version of Mackie, but with my pandemic computer, my Corona pandemic computer. But then I said I'd probably get sued, so it's probably a bad idea. Also, I don't really want to destroy this computer to make it sentient. So
Indeed.
last thing we need is a sentient, anything sentient named Corona again.
That's right.
Do, 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 do.
But I'm posting.
Are you
going to
show what else you got in the mail? You?
Oh yes, some idiot from Ontario sent me something. I got 2 copies of from a place called Computers with Prid.
Prid, yeah, that's right.
Computers with Prid.
Is that like prednisone?
I don't know. It's Computers with Prid.
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 And
The Prid and the Prejudice.
By the way, if anybody's interested, I still have more copies.
So does anybody
For
want to
free.
for free? Just send Trina a self-addressed stamped envelope to Scruff McGruck, Chicago, Illinois, 60652.
60652.
Yeah.
Or just, in all honesty, message me on Discord or Discord.
Yeah, Trina's got these limited edition Office for Mac retail
2011.
value.
Hey, yours is different.
$299.95.
Yours is different. Mine doesn't have the sticker.
What do you mean? Oh,
What sticker?
The sticker.
I see. The by your.
Oh,
look,
I
look,
do
look
have
there.
a sticker. Oh, you know what? I have
But my
another
other one does have a
too.
sticker.
Yeah, I got 2 with stickers. Those
Hmm.
stickers.
But if anybody wants a copy of, there you go. Just snap a copy of the key.
Got bomb once, Trina.
Yeah, so Gut Bomb, and Kate, and anybody else, Sloopy, yeah, all of you in the chat, if you want one, message me on Discord or Discord. Because unfortunately, you can't send private messages on Blue Sky. So I'm like, I don't use Twitter. So.
Well, that's stupid.
You should be like the cool kids and actually, I don't know.
That's why we got to go on to Will's BBS, and then we can send each other messages. No
right?
problem.
True
there
story.
You go.
Also, just so everybody knows, I spent about an hour and a half this evening before the stream cleaning my room here. I know you can't tell, but I actually have a floor now.
And the reason he wanted a floor is so that he could put that massive monstrosity, the luggable, on the floor.
So you can see
the lovable luggable.
So question, back in the day, did people just have like forklifts? And like, did every driveway in America and Canada have forklifts in them?
No,
No,
Trina,
you-
we weren't wussy, lazy people.
Yeah,
we
you just had to put your purse down and
computer,
get it.
as you will may remember, computer nerds in the '80s were built, big, buff guys and girls.
Mhm.
Right? You remember all the and
No.
nobody
Okay, excuse
nobody
me.
fought with
As I
them.
said,
There were no
I've been watching the computer chronicles. No. No. I seen
Yes.
the people that worked on computers back in the day. No. They
Yeah,
were
see,
not buff.
like Will said, back in the day, people were not wusses. Exactly. It's true.
Back then we could
Like you had high cholesterol and you liked it.
That's right. That's when your cardiologist was smoking Joe's.
Yeah.
Camels.
He was like, you know what you need some cigarettes to
10
calm you
out
down.
of 10 doctors recommend.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
11 out of 10 doctors took bribe money
That's
to
right.
recommend what? Sorry?
That's right.
Yeah.
But for anybody who wants to join offline,
Yes.
they can join the
Yeah,
stream.
sorry,
I'm
we
going
kind
to
of got a
post the
little off
links.
topic, but
Well, we'll shut the stream down, I guess. So we'll say
Yep.
thank you to everybody.
Yeah, we
and,
appreciate everybody coming out. Yeah,
can't
don't
believe this-
forget
the-
to hit that like and subscribe button.
that's
We
right.
greatly appreciate it. Especially for those who are new here.
We are up
and
to 40
looking-
subscribers, by
Looking
the way.
at you, Libby.
Mark, go subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet.
That's right.
Frank, fix that Pac-Man sign before it drives me nuts.
It did me earlier as well. I don't like it when things.
Oh God.
Now
I've
I
made it
done did
worse.
All right,
Now
I'm
I
gonna
did it.
I'm gonna end the broadcast because
Okay.
Frank has literally his hands busy. So have a great night, everyone.
See
Don't
y'all.
forget to hit that smash that like button and subscribe.
Yep.
Have
Sneak
a
into
good
his
night.
house
See you
and
next-